Welcome to the Med Spa Method. I'm your host, Leslie Schweitzer. I'm a doctorate-prepared nurse anesthetist. I started my own medical spa in 2022 called Lush Aesthetic Bar. Over the past 4 years, the spa has been through a couple of transitions, and it's now called Lush Aesthetics and Wellness. These episodes are your guide to med spa treatments and wellness. Many of the episodes are just me talking about something I'm passionate about, but along the way, I will feature some guests that will bring value to the podcast. Thanks so much for being here. Let's get into it. In this episode, I wanted to do the 5 things in aesthetics that I think are worth spending your money on. If you haven't seen it on Facebook, there's this whole trend where people are putting their top 5 things that they think is worth you spending your hard-earned money on. And it can be anything from like a single product to a service, or, subscription-based something. And I wanted to do this in a podcast method because it gives me a little bit more time to talk through why each item made my list. I know that there are some things that I'm going to say that you're going to think, nope, that's not worth it. I'm going to buy the cheaper version. But this is where I have the opportunity to win you over. So when I put together my list, it was initially quite broad, and I'm going to try to drill it down just a little bit. But here we go. Let's get into it. 5 things that I personally think are worth spending your money on. Number 1 is medical grade skincare. And I know what you're thinking. Of course you want medical grade skincare on your list. It's something you carry as retail on your shelf in the spa. Yes, I do carry medical grade skincare. But the reason that I feel medical grade skincare is worth you spending your money on is twofold. One, it's highly studied, and it's also coming with the expertise of a provider. Most of the time, you're not buying your medical grade skincare just going to, revision.com or skinmedica.com and just putting something together for grabbing a couple items and putting them in your cart. Most of the time, these products are talked to with you first from your provider that first explains, hey, you need this product in your life because it has, glycolic acid, and that's going to help brighten your skin and slough away dead skin cells. Or, your skin is kind of sensitive and you kind of need this gentler version of retinol. Now, when you compare that to someone on TikTok saying you have to buy these 4 products that happen to come together and they just work for everyone, there's no way they work for everyone because it's never been tailored to any individualized person. And when I see products like that are bundled, like these 4 together will work for everyone, my alarm bells go off to there's nothing active enough in those ingredients. There's nothing harsh enough to stimulate actual skin change, or they wouldn't be able to bundle all 4 of those together and say that they work for anyone, because they're forgetting about the sensitive skin or the skin changes that occur from when you're a teenager up into the elderly ages. So when I see those products marketed as this is something that works for everyone, immediately to me, I think those products are mostly moisturizers that are just moisturizing the skin. And yeah, you do see some results from just moisturizing the skin. Skin loves to be moisturized. It definitely helps reduce the appearance of wrinkles, and it definitely feels good and you look plump and dewy. But there's no one size fits all. Your skincare should come with some sort of expert opinion. And you're getting that with medical grade. You're also with medical grade getting all of those studies that show that the ingredients inside the bottle actually are beneficial for your skin and what they were able to achieve for the skin, versus a lot of those products that you see marketed on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. Those things are just anecdotal evidence, meaning we gave this product to, 15 women and all 15 of them said they enjoyed using the product. That's not a true study. That's just somebody's opinion. And If it says, 14 of them saw improvement in their skin, well, how much improvement and in which area and what were they doing before? Those things are all very important to a valid study. They do not make a valid study by taking that out and simply asking for these women's opinion. It's also incredibly biased to give a whole bunch of humans, men or women, a product for free and then ask them if they simply liked it later. It's just like, well, of course they liked it. They didn't have to spend their $75 on it. So, of course they liked it. But if they would have had to spend their own money on it, would they have said the same thing about the product? So, aside from that, medical grade skincare is also something that you can do for your skin every single day. It's 365 days of basically at-home treatments for your skin. So while it's not a sexy coming in for a $2,000 appointment kind of thing, it is something that you can do every single day at home for your skin. And that amount of consistency is sexy. That amount of consistency in your routine, giving your body those same active ingredients and consistent moisturizer. You can even, by building some consistency, you can build up some resilience to use a little bit stronger products. Like oftentimes we'll start you off with something maybe 3 times a week because it's more aggressive. And then as you get used to it, we'll let you or we'll teach you to use that product 4 times, 5 times a week, every single day. So it's just an incredible way to get results at home, and it shouldn't be overlooked. One of these skincare routines doesn't need to be 14 steps. I often joke with my family that I have a 17-step routine, and I just say 17 because it rolls off the tongue really well. Truthfully, I do not have a 17-step routine, but I love my time doing my skincare, so it's become a joke because I need that alone time in the bathroom to take care of my skin each night before I go to bed. I don't prefer a 17-step, and I don't recommend it to my patients either. I want to recommend something that suits your lifestyle. So if you're somebody who feels like, hey, I don't have it in me to do multiple steps before bed, I'm just drained from the day, and this is all I want to do, then I will help you pick out a routine that has just a few things for your skin type so that you can just wash your face, put on a serum and a moisturizer, and go to bed. Or if you feel like you have even less time in the morning, I'll help you put together that brief routine to help you going in the morning. Or if you are somebody who wants to really treat themselves because you're not going to make it into the med spa for many treatments during the year and you really want to treat yourself at home, I will help you build a routine that incorporates a couple extra steps and maybe an at-home treatment like a glycolic acid pad a couple times a week or something to really get you those results at home with more steps. So it's truly just so customizable. If there was one thing within your skincare that I would say everybody has to have, not negotiable, for me, that would be SPF. And that's because study after study show that SPF is the best ingredient to keep us from aging on our skin. It's going to prevent aging by way of wrinkles, sunspots. It's also going to help keep that volume, that collagen and elastin in your skin because sun damage does damage all of those areas of our skin. So having an SPF in your daily routine is going to be key. And I do have some patients who only want 2 things in their life. They want the simplicity of just washing their face and applying a moisturizer, and they don't even want to buy multiple things. And I tell them, just get the Revision IntelliShade, which is a smart SPF that has a smart tint in it if you choose the tinted version. But you can get that IntelliShade 5-in-1 product, get your SPF in there, and you can even wear that at night. There's no crime against wearing SPF at bedtime. And the zinc that's in the mineral based or the true physical on revision, it's actually very calming and nice on the skin. So if you had to just choose a cleanser and a moisturizer, that's what I would have you do. And that would mean that you're applying SPF in the morning and at night. And I don't see any issue with that if you truly wanted the most simplistic routine out there. So number 2 is neurotoxin. Of course, Botox had to make the list. But when I say Botox, I don't mean it doesn't have to be the Botox brand, but it should be a neurotoxin that is FDA approved, placed into your face by a trained medical professional, and it should be done at regular intervals enough to maintain your results, but not too much so that you are overspending and overexposing your body to the treatment so that you could build resistance. Small rabbit trail there, but if you overdo your Botox, if you come too frequently, you can become resistant to Botox. It's not super common, but it is something to keep in the back of your mind. So when you're making those appointments, do talk with your practitioner about it so that you don't come too often just wait until the product does start to wear off and you have some natural movement enough so that we can retreat you with a low risk of causing that. So for us, we carry multiple brands of these neurotoxins. We carry Botox, Jeuveau, Xeomin, and Daxxify. The reason that we carry so many of them is because of patient preferences. Some people like how one product feels more than the other. They also have different rewards programs, different things that drive our patients towards one thing or the other. But these products all do the same thing. They all treat the way that our muscles move. And by slowing down how those muscles move, they stop the way the skin on top of the muscle kind of crunches and causes a wrinkle. So if you look in the mirror and you were to raise your brows, that muscle on top of your forehead will scrunch up and the skin on top of your forehead scrunches. That's happening from muscle movement. When you do a big smile and around your eyes have some wrinkles on the outer edge, those are called crow's feet. Same thing. Those show up because the muscle underneath your eye is moving. So we're treating that muscle and not the skin on top of it. The skin on top of it is just what you can see. The same thing with making those 11 lines when we squint. Those muscles, when they make those movements over and over, they're every time you smile, you're crunching the outer eyes together. Every time you consistently raise your brows, you're squishing those skin together. And if you think about it as like a piece of paper, the more you fold that piece of paper, you fold it once, the crease isn't very deep. But if you just keep folding that piece of paper, the crease gets deeper and deeper and it gets weak. That's the same thing that happens to your skin. So by treating the muscle underneath it, we're preventing those long-term wrinkles or static wrinkles from being there and getting stuck. So Botox isn't something that we're thinking about that only treats wrinkles. There's a preventative component here. It decreases how aggressively you're making those folds in your piece of paper or your skin. So we're keeping those lines away over time. Now, there's something that people should understand. Two things. One is that if you stop getting Botox, you don't suddenly age, all 10 years that you had Botox, you don't suddenly age all 10 years of that at once. You actually have just kind of paused the clock. And if you stopped getting Botox after having it for 10 years, you would just pick up where you left off. You would just begin your aging process or making your wrinkles at that rate. And the other thing that I feel like is important to bring up about Botox is that good Botox doesn't necessarily look like you've had anything done. You shouldn't walk into the room and people be like, wow, she's full of Botox. Instead, they should think things like, you look refreshed, your eyes look open, you don't look tired, your skin looks good. that's the sweet spot of Botox appointments, is that you just look like you're doing all the right things. You're getting good sleep. You're taking care of your skin. That's the result of good Botox. Now, the reason that I said in the beginning, like, the Botox should be placed by somebody who's trained and is a medical professional is because there's a strikingly scary amount of people out there who are fraudulently doing Botox for very cheap prices. So that's always a red flag. If you see someone who's offering Botox for $4, $5, even $6 a unit, that's insanely cheap. And you should ask, where have you got this product and what is your training? Because those are huge red flags. There have been injuries, and even, I believe, in Texas, a couple of deaths from fraudulent providers using fraudulent product on their patient. So asking about the training, it doesn't upset us as providers. We are happy to share that information with you, even where we get the product from. Happy to tell you where we get that from. Another, I guess, green flag would be if you go to a practice and they are participating in the rewards programs, then you know they're getting legitimate product from a legitimate source, because those rewards programs are unlocked for the practice, when you're buying them through the company directly. So when I say rewards programs, I'm talking about things like Ally Rewards, that app that you can buy on your phone. No, you don't buy it, I'm sorry. That you can place on your phone, and you can make purchases directly for Allergan product on there. You can buy skincare. You can buy gift cards that you can use at any medical spa that uses Ally. Then there's another one for Evolus called Evolus Rewards. And they send you those cute text messages. And Xeomin has Experience Rewards, or Radius MERS. Their company is called Experience Rewards. When your medical spa takes part in one of those rewards programs, it's another way to know that they've got kind of the green light. They're getting legitimate product from a legitimate source. So in my book, number 2 is definitely neurotoxin. It's absolutely worth it. Number 3 is kind of a broader category, and I really wanted to slim this down, but I just couldn't. And that is laser skin resurfacing. And the reason I couldn't turn this down is because there are so many different levels of it, and I can't say that there's one level that's best for everyone. This is really going to take its best recommendation for you with your provider's professional consultation. I love these treatments because they improve your skin's quality. I know that I talk a lot about procedures like lasers and radiofrequency microneedling on this podcast, and that's because I truly love these treatments. They're about improving your natural skin quality, and I just love that we're simulating a natural response. There's definitely a place for filler in my book, but I tend to lean towards the treatments that cause a natural response more. So while Botox is wonderful at slowing those muscle movements so that we keep the skin quality on top of the muscle intact, and we keep that skin as healthy as we can, the laser resurfacing is the way that we can really treat the skin on top of those muscles and refresh the skin. We can stimulate collagen remodeling, shrinking the pores, plumper, tighter, firmer skin. The laser resurfacing is something that you can really add along with your neurotoxin, your dermal filler, your microneedling, chemical peels, your entire plan. There's somewhere for laser skin resurfacing in there for you. So on Botox, we're talking about those bigger wrinkles that are caused by movement, but on laser skin resurfacing, we're talking about those small ones, those pesky fine lines, talking about texture, sun damage, pigmentation. Now, both Botox and laser skin resurfacing will help with pore size to some degree, but again, we're getting into that collagen stimulation, skin remodeling. I love that. Overall appearance is just brighter, healthier, tighter, smoother skin. And obviously, this is something that the results can be prolonged by that number one, that medical grade skincare. Uh, so when people say to me, like, I don't want to look different, I just want to look better, I want better skin quality, but I still want to look like me, laser skin resurfacing is an easy recommendation because it's going to do just that. It's going to make their skin and their features just look healthier and look better. So on to my next, which I guess would be a number 4 now. And that is going to be microneedling and other treatments that stimulate collagen. So laser skin resurfacing can stimulate some collagen, but we can get deeper into the skin with microneedling and radiofrequency microneedling. So for us, that would mean the skin pen microneedling or radiofrequency microneedling. Here's why this is on my list. Because when we make these controlled micro injuries into the skin, we're stimulating a wound healing response, which ultimately can stimulate more collagen, more remodeling. And this is working on things like skin laxity, pore size, deep pigment within the skin, and scarring. So when we age, we see things like the pore size gets larger, your skin gets a little softer laying on top of your muscles. We also have some fat layers in the face, which tend to go away a little bit and move. And the skin on top of it gets saggy. And microneedling, or especially radiofrequency microneedling, can stimulate collagen underneath the skin and tighten up and plump up these areas. These treatments, microneedling and laser treatments, both take a considerable amount of time to produce their final results, weeks to months. And so because of that, they're a wonderful treatment to stack into a series. So that series might look like 3 to 6 treatments to stimulate your skin. So my number 4 is investing in your collagen, which is going to come more from those deeper treatments like microneedling or radiofrequency microneedling. And number 5, I think kind of summarizes my numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 together, is a really good treatment plan. And I know that doesn't sound like something that you just buy. You don't usually pay for your aesthetics consultation where you lay out your plan, but this is going to determine how you spend your money throughout the year on your aesthetics treatment. So I feel like it's not cheating to make this one of my 5. The easiest way to waste money in the medical spa is to not go in with a plan and be like, I'm going to try this time, try that next time. And because of that, you're not properly timing out your treatments. You're not getting the treatments that are best for you. Maybe you're just getting the one that's on sale or the one that your friend Sally got, when instead we should gear them all towards your skin and your goals and your budget. So when we have these appointments, these planning a full year's worth of treatments, we're talking about, like, number 1, what are we trying to accomplish for this year? How much money are you willing to spend on this? How often can you take it in here for treatments? What's your home care going to look like during this time? And specifically target what bothers you about your skin and what it is that you want to accomplish, and not just like what your friends are doing or what's trending. So while it might sound like I'm cheating, I feel like this is a great way to look at your skin and prioritize if Botox is where you want to spend your money, or collagen stimulation, or if you want all of the things to properly time those out so that you get the absolute best out of your treatment plan. So quick recap, here's what I wanted my top 5 to be. Number 1, medical grade skincare, because every day you have a chance to do something for your skin. Number 2, neurotoxins, because those repetitive muscle movements make a difference in both existing and developing lines. Number 3, laser skin resurfacing, because the skin on top of your volume, the skin on top of your wrinkles or your muscles matters. It's the first thing that people notice. Number 4, collagen stimulating treatments like microneedling or radio frequency microneedling, because investing in the collagen is like playing the long game in aesthetics. And number 5 is a really good treatment plan, because the treatment plan might not be just signing you up for the newest treatment or the latest and the greatest or what your friend had. The treatment plan is actually addressing your concerns with your timeline and your budget all in mind. Each person doesn't have to do everything. Each person doesn't have to try every treatment in the med spa, but you do need to do the things that are going to move closer to your goal. And so for that, for most people, it's going to be good skincare, protecting your skin, maintaining your Botox, and doing some sort of laser skin resurfacing, microneedling, or both. So that's my top 5. Thanks for hanging out with me today on the Med Spa Method. If you've enjoyed this episode, please share it with a friend, and I'll see you next week.